As you know, the Elemental Alliance was familiar with the Skulkin long before Garmadon was banished to the underworld. The reason for this was the evil Hazador, otherwise known as the Skull Sorcerer, the original leader of the Skulkin. Though he was underworld born, he had no hesitation in using his magic to deliver his world into the departed, turning all of its people into a skeleton army for his own use. As all the power-hungry do, he tried to invade Ninjago, thus summoning the efforts of an early Elemental Alliance to try and stop him. But he was too strong. Despite all of our efforts, the Skull Sorcerer was too strong to be defeated, and the Elemental Alliance almost lost Ninjago to him.
Whoa, Sensei. This guy sounds tough.
So, what did you do to him? Did you lock him in a magic artifact? Banish him to another realm? Or maybe you— That's enough, Jay. Anyways, the case of Hazador is rather special. The reason being that I never found out what happened to him. We were fighting for months, and then one day he just disappeared.
Of course. That must have been when the sorcerer named Shintaro locked him in a prison between realities.
Shintaro must be the sorcerer Hazador was telling me about. Apparently, the Shintaro also took away some of his power. We know. Jack says apparently his power's being stored inside of his sword.
That's correct, Skylar. The same sword he used to turn my father into a black skeleton.
Hold on. That skeleton sidekick of his, it was Klaus?
I'm very sorry to hear that, Jack. But if you don't mind me asking, do you know anything else about Shintaro? And where are they now? Unfortunately, Shintaro was an unregistered sorcerer, meaning the society knows nothing about them. All we know is that they were powerful enough to create prisons that could only be broken by shifting the walls of reality itself. As for where they are, we know for a fact that they're long dead.
Shifting reality? That kind of thing sounds kind of like what happened with the Prime Empire incident. But anyways, what do we do from here, Wu? We know nothing about them, so where do we look? Unfortunately, I don't know. Since we know so little about him, it could take— Intruder alert. One life form detected in monastery walls. Be careful, my ninja. It may be him.
I will have my revenge for what he did to my father. Alright, Skull. Wait. Vanya!
Jack! Jack, I was so worried about what happened to you.
And I was worried about you. Where did you go anyway?
Oh, that. Well, you know how the Jewel Teleport and Go Home spell are pretty much the same thing?
Vanya, they're nothing alike.
Well, I kind of accidentally mixed them up, ruining what would have otherwise been a perfectly dramatic moment. Yes, I can picture it now. When all hope is lost, the princess has to take her friend into her arms and teleport him out of harm's way. And despite his unwillingness, it was the only way the heroes would have a fighting chance against the evil Dark Sorcerer.
Well, Vanya, I see your love for dramatics hasn't changed.
I can't help it, I'm from Cloud Kingdom. It's just the kind of personality you have when you grow up surrounded by writers.
So anyway, what happened to the rest of the council?
Oh, they're fine. They're just—
Huh! Take that, Skull Sorcerer! Vanya! Stop right there!
Guys, that isn't the Skull Sorcerer. Well, you got that right.
Stand down, everyone. This is my friend, Princess Vanya of Cloud Kingdom. Princess?
That's right, of Cloud Kingdom. The question is, what horrible fate should I ask the writers to give you?
No, please, Your Highness, it was an honest mistake. I can explain.
Relax, man. I was just messing with you. It's all fine, really.
You'll have to excuse Vanya. She has quite an eccentric personality.
So Jack, this must be the same Vanya you used to go to magic training with. It's nice to meet you in person, Your Highness. I've heard so much about you. And you must be Kai. This is so cool. All my friends just love you.
Oh, well,
Back off, sister. He's mine. So, Your Highness, I think it's time we introduce ourselves.
I'm Lloyd. Over there are my mom Misako, my uncle Wu, and my aunt Claire. That's Pixel and Antonia. Over there is Zane. Greetings. There are Jay and Nia. I think you know Cole. Sorry again, Your Highness. And that is Skylar. Hey, how's it going?
So, Your Highness, if you don't mind me asking, what are you doing here? Well, I was there when Jack's father got turned into a skeleton. So because Jack was so distraught, Master Murloc sent me here to protect him. Something at which I already kind of failed by accidentally sending myself to Cloud Kingdom and him to Ignatia Village. But the important thing is that I made it back here. I found this map one of you guys must have accidentally dropped at the doorstep. And now we're reunited. What? Princess Vanya, where did you find that map? Just outside the door. I assumed it was yours.
Mom?
On it. It's definitely not ours. I've never seen it before. But it seems to be leading from Ninjago City Harbor to a place labeled Mount Shintaro. Hey, it has the same name as the sorcerer that defeated Hazadur.
Well, I've performed a fingerprint analysis. But there are no foreign ones on the map. Only some slight claw marks, the kind that would be made by the bone in a human finger.
Well, the Skull Sorcerer did have skeleton hands, so it makes sense. Then what are we waiting for? We have our lead, let's go! I don't know. If the Skull Sorcerer dropped it, it could be because it's a trap. And so what if it is? I mean, we're the ninja, aren't we? There's no trap that could stop us.
I mean, we have gone to mysterious islands in the past. Perhaps we will have an advantage if I use a tactic I used on one of the previous ones. Follow the map and survey Mount Shintaro.
Well, we're not just gonna wait on some bird, are we? We've gotta go ourselves.
I think she's got a point, guys. The Falcon will at least be ahead of us, and that should give us enough time to see what's going on there. Alright then. You have 1 day to pack. Tomorrow night, we set out for Mount Shintaro.
Sounds like a plan. Are you in, Jack?
Definitely. It may be the only way I can get my father back.
Going on a trip.
When we first met, I would have asked why. Now I know better.
This is taking forever. When does Nia get here with our new vehicle? Worry not, Lloyd, it'll be worth the wait. Hey everyone, sorry for the wait. Nia, where's our vehicle? I know for a fact that the bounty won't sail anymore. Are you sure about that, Skylar? Oh my gosh! It's incredible. What are you guys waiting for? You have permission to board. Goodbye, Zane. I will miss you.
As will I, Pixel. I love you.
Goodbye, Antonia. Remember to stay safe while we're away. I will, Woo. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you. For what? For way too much. Are you sure you got the map?
Yep, already on the bounty's computer. See you soon, Mom.
Alright, Nia. To Shintaro! So, Jack, I hope you don't mind sleeping in the spare closet. It's just that we're out of space now that Vanya's with us.
Not at all, Nia. At least I get my own room this way.
Hey, if you don't mind me asking, what have you got in there?
Mainly just random junk. Weapons, enchanted crystals, that kind of thing. Oh yes, and there's this. This spellbook is the one my father gave me, not long after we were first reunited.
Wow. You know, I never really imagined that somebody like Klaus could really care for someone. No offense, of course.
None taken. You know, speaking of my father, I've been looking through this book to see if I can try and find any spells that can get him back. Sadly, I'm already 3/4 through. And I found nothing. Nothing! What if I never find anything? What if he's stuck as a skeleton forever? Just because I was too foolish, too scared to act in that moment. I will have killed him, and it will have been my fault. I failed him, and now I've lost him.
Jack, please. Remember that he chose to sacrifice himself for you. He'd rather have it this way, even if we can't get him back. Besides, I know we will. We have to.
I'd like to believe you, Nia. Sadly, all I can do is hope you're right.
Alright guys, the island of Shintaro is only a few minutes away. So, what do you guys think it's gonna look like?
Well, my theory is that the Skull Sorcerer has an evil lair on this mountain, which usually means branding. You know, skulls, green fire, that kind of thing. Ooh, maybe he used magic to carve it into the side of the mountain. Maybe he has a giant statue. Or maybe...
Alright, Jay, we get it. Though, frankly, he did seem quite obsessed with his reputation. I wouldn't put it past him. Interesting theories, but there's no need to waste time wondering about it when we can know right now. Zora, activate Falcon Vision. What? This is peculiar. While the Falcon is still on, I've lost connection. Ugh, I bet there's some weird charm that cuts us off from the outside world. I'm looking forward to this place less and less.
Well, we've come this far, there's no point turning around now. I say we just remain optimistic.
Hey, Skylar, I wanted to talk.
Kai, you sound kind of worried. What's the matter? Are you afraid this is going to be too scary for you?
No, Skylar, I wanted to talk about you.
Oh, what did you want to say?
Look, I'm just gonna be blunt. You've been kind of defensive ever since we defeated Unagami.
Oh. Well, if you have to know, Kai, I've been having some self-doubts ever since we fought the Ice Emperor, really.
Wait, you have?
Don't you remember all the things he said to me? You have so much power, girl, but so much restraint. I wouldn't let it get to me, but he's right. As a Master of Amber, I feel like I could do so much more.
You shouldn't have listened to him, Skylar. He was just trying to get into your head. Make you think you weren't good enough to defeat him.
So you're saying he was wrong? You're saying that this is as good as I'm ever gonna get? My dad always told me how powerful my mother was, how one day I could be as strong as her. But I mean, how much have I changed since then? I'm not really more powerful, I'm just the same. There's no way this is as strong as I can be.
Skylar, your father lied about everything.
You're really going to take whatever he said seriously? All these people you're taking advice from, they're just villains. People trying to manipulate you. You need to see clearly. Besides, you're already one of the strongest people I know. Ultimate elemental goddess or not. I want to believe you, Kai, but every time somebody hits me, every time I get knocked down, I'm reminded that I'm not strong enough. And every time I'm reminded of that, I fear that I'm gonna get someone else, get you, killed.
I get it, Skylar. As a defender myself, I understand that fear. But you need to have confidence. Embrace what you have. Besides, Skylar, we're a team. We become more powerful by focusing on each other's strengths, not our own weaknesses.
Whoa! What was that? Ninja, welcome to Shintaro.